go.
Clearly, in the job of trying to bring about regime change, it has secret bank accounts, shell companies.
USAID gets $50 billion a year in U.S. taxpayer money. That's a larger overt fund than the CIA has.
USAID perhaps is the new CIA.
Have we ever tried to meddle in other countries' elections?
Oh, probably.
This is not just about over there. This is about here.
They have a process, a system by which they destroy other nations. And they use that same process and system in order to destroy the United States.
It's a plot against our own people.
America, what if I told you that the United States government was acting like the world's Gestapo, using organizations like USAID under the pretense of humanitarian aid to topple governments, install politicians, and orchestrate regime changes in third world countries?
I disagree with that as somebody who has helped plan coup d'etat. Yeah. Not here, but, other places.
These are places that are practically entirely run at this point by the CIA and the U.S. State Department, which is, of course, a CIA front.
USAID provides most of the money.
This isn't a giveaway.
The State Department provides the policy vision.
This makes a difference to people's perception of us. Tricky endeavors, whether it's fighting terrorism,
Al-Shabaab groups in USAID camps,
or narcotics.
Joe Biden's State Department is commanding the Taliban to keep the opium flowing.
Or oppression or resistance to governance.
Those USAID trucks were stopped at the border to Venezuela with fully automatic weapons.
All of those things.
I don't think that's humanitarian aid.
What a difference that makes.
And if we stand for democracy anywhere, we have to stand for it everywhere, including in Guatemala.
Guatemala, what if I told you that USAID, the State Department, and the CIA created a fraudulent political party and then used that illegitimate party to rig the 2023 Guatemalan election so they could install a list of CIA-controlled politicians who would continue to allow them to run the world's largest child trafficking network out of Guatemala?
Nothing to do with that. Correlation, not causation. That is absurd.
They didn't deny it, which means that they admitted it.
This is no question, a political shocker in Guatemala.
The U.S. government, the Biden administration, helped cover up voter fraud.
Why Guatemala? Why not some other country?
Guatemala is concerned about child trafficking, the NGOs that are trafficking the children.
Jill Biden was the chairman of the board of Save the Children.
You guys just raided Save the Children.
Guess who stepped in? The State Department, U.S. Embassy, and USAID. Another coincidence?
America, what if I told you that DHS, under the direct orders of Alejandro Mayorkas, would create a public-private partnership with Mexican cartels, and that HHS, under the direct orders of Xavier Becerra, would create a public-private partnership with NGOs like Save the Children and Southwest Key Programs. And in this quasi-public-private partnership, they would use your tax dollars to fund the world's largest international child trafficking operation.
As to whom we know where they are, that is outside the responsibility of the Department of Homeland Security.
This is nothing but lies. Nothing but lies.
Secretary Mayorkas, he acts like none of this ever happens.
It's his policies that caused over 500,000 of children being smuggled in this country.
And he also knew who to blame.
HHS places those children.
That's on you.
Was that a question to me?
Are you familiar with the sponsors that utilize a strip club as an address?
You shrug your shoulders and then send another batch of kids out to sponsor.
Human trafficking bust at an egg farm. Federal prosecutors call it modern-day slavery.
Of course, we investigate cases of trafficking.
Another lie.
Whew. You guys ready for that one? Wow. Unbelievable. Just if you guys were wondering what's going on with the USAID stuff, there it is. We have the receipts. They're not hard to find. Why do you think they're all freaking out? Their operations are being shut down by the one and only Donald J. Trump. MAGA. We're doing it. We're winning. And holy cow, I got a lot of stuff on USAID tonight. And then the craziness with Trump saying we're going to own Gaza. Holy moly, we got to talk about that. So welcome, everybody. Welcome. We are winning. We are winning so hard. They don't even know what to do with themselves. They can't believe how much we're winning. They are so freaked out by what's going on. They don't even know what to do. And that means we got them exactly where we want them. Things are moving fast. It's a beautiful time to be alive. But first, let's say hey to some people before we get started here. By the way, like, share, and subscribe if you like this content, if you like deep diving on what's going on in the world. From a MAGA perspective, I'll be honest about my bias, but, it's good to be on the right side of history. I'll tell you that right now. Anyways, let's say hey to some peeps, and then we be getting started. Casink. Numero uno tonight. So now, what's up? Pedro Rod, Trace, Drew Savala, what's up, brother? Danny Gigal, Vince, Alan Krentz, Kimberly P, Hunter First Wife, Steve Bernard, Technology, been a bit, good to see you. Alan Krentz, do that Gaza plumbing, baby. Andy Brewer, Vin Man, Darren Collins, Kathy, Carlter, Donkeys in the house, Akira, Ice, baby. All right, Andy, we'll see you in the morning. God bless you, brother. Get some sleep. Troy, man, Drew, Pat Shagoya, the one, what to do, Boat Bomb, winning. CJ Yukon, Marco Sanchez, Michael Tucker, Linda Telly, almost at the end here. Kim Wiley, Phil Zill, Hobbies, Robert Kapke, good to see you, friend. Wicked, MS, Hero at Large, Big B, Randy Lochtefeld, and Agent Orange in the hizzy tonight. Good to see you all. Whew, what a day. I feel like I'm watching so much happen that my brain can't even wrap around it. It takes me so long to process because Trump is moving so unbelievably fast. Let's just go over some of this stuff. We just got to get right into it tonight because I got a lot to share. But have you guys been following this whole USAID saga? Because it's wild. The Democrats are freaking out, which I will cover in a second. But let me pull this up in the background here. Show you guys. By the way, I am on Rumble again. I'm streaming from Rumble again. So anybody who wants to watch me over there, feel free. I'm branching out. Rumble released a new creator program today, and I want to support it because I'd love to be bigger on Rumble than YouTube. It's going to take a long time to get there unless something blows up, but Rumble, I'm giving you another chance. So I want you to know, I hope your studio works for me because I would love to be part of the free speech area and get away from the YouTube vice grip they have on my channel. But for now, YouTube remains numero uno. So please like, share, subscribe on YouTube for now, or you can go jump over on Rumble if you'd like. All right. Great post today. This from this Aesthetica account says, talk to a friend whose connections within the Democratic Party, and he said the level of panic over Trump and Elon shutting down USAID is unlike anything he's ever seen. By following the money, Doge has struck a killing blow to the heart of the Democratic deep state machine. Direct quote, this is worse than 9/11 for Democrats. Worse than 9/11 for Democrats. That's a strong statement. USAID is a primary vessel they use to achieve their political agenda. USAID is and always has been the primary source of funding for their influence peddling schemes and for their indirect sources of income. Based on the reactions from within the party, it seems to me that dismantling USAID is Trump's biggest political victory to date and was his enemy's golden goose. Friends, USAID is the deep state. I mean, it's CIA. There's a lot of deep state going on. But USAID is how they funneled a lot of that money, packaged it, sent it off to do their dirty work all over the place. And it is, and what a beautiful way to do it. It was so smart, right? Hide it within the confines of aid to other countries where it looks like we're doing good things for them. And yet the whole time it's shadow money just being distributed everywhere. Nobody thought they'd look, they thought they were good forever. And nope, not happening. Same source told me during the campaign, well before it was made public, that Kamal's internal polling had her behind Trump, so his information is good. Another important addition. He said initial plans by the Democrats is to have their people at USAID hide the partisan funding under unimpeachable initiatives. They'll push back really hard on certain line items that on their face look like reasonable USAID expenditures and hide their political spending under these programs. Elon looks like the whole thing needs to be thrown out to avoid this from happening. It hasn't been thrown out because they can't 100% just throw out that funding because it's congressional appointed, but Trump has shut down USAID as an organization and has pulled all of its funding into the State Department. So now it's officially fully controlled by the executive branch, which is Trump and in this case, Marco Rubio. Who let's give Marco some, let's give him some love. Marco, total neocon at one point, but he jumped over to Trump as soon as he could. And I'm starting to think that Marco was only playing the neocon game because he felt like that was the only way to win or to be a part of the club. It doesn't seem like he wanted to stay. So I think Rubio's out there killing it. I want to give props to Marco Rubio for that. He's going to be just fine. Here's more. Another likely solution for Democrats, which they already use to reward VIPs, is to use NGOs as intermediary to direct funds where they want them to go. Basically, USAID allocates funds for a certain initiative, looks reasonable. Democrat-friendly NGOs contracted to carry out initiative. NGO number one subcontracts VIP, which is another NGO owned, operated by a political ally or Democratic politician. Eventually, funds reach the secret intended target and original problem is not solved. This means they can continue to rinse and repeat this grift. If Trump or Elon want this to stick, they need to completely shut down USAID or fire the entire staff. Party instructed their allies to not make waves and to blend in. USA is 99% Democrats. They won't be able to save it without risking internal sabotage. And check this out. So this came out earlier, and then followed by that, here's their contributions. 97% of political contributions from USAID employees went to Democrats. Wow. That is wild. I mean, it just shows you that these people, like a lot of this stuff that floats out there, if you find the right accounts, they can back it up. They can back it up. And, there's a lot of information out there all the time. Some of it is PSYOP information. So you got to filter some of it. Some of it's lies on purpose to take you off the case. But when you can validate it, or when it's from a trusted source nowadays, you can just run with it. And yeah, true enough. And these people are not happy. In fact, I got Chucky for you. This is old Chucky Shoe. He's not happy. Let's listen to what he's got to say about it.
We cannot allow Elon Musk and a small group of people to secretly, behind closed doors, take away our privacy, take away our dollars, take away everything we...
Hold on. Did he literally just say, take away our dollars? Why are you being so honest here, Chuck?
We are going to fight this fight. I am going to stand with you in this fight, and we will win. 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 We won't rest.
You're
we won't rest.
This is ugly.
We won't rest. We won't rest.
He can't grill a burger and he can't lead a chant. Just, some people, they just can't do stuff. He's like Zoolander. Some people just can't turn left. You can't hang a Louie and Derek. You're unable to do it. Oh my God, these people are so embarrassing. Unbelievable. Wait, let me catch up with you guys for a second here. Alan says brain had shut down for a few hours today with everything going on. I know it's so crazy. Just like the Riviera of the Mideast. Best news shows on YouTube, says Mark R. Thank you so much. Roger, wait until Bondi, Cash, Kenny, and Tulsi get offers. Bondi got in today. She's official now. So, my friends, we have a Justice Department that's legit now and running full speed ahead with Pam Bondi in there. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. What's up, Toe Cramp? Yeah, AOC said Elon's uneducated. There's so much going on. I can't even cover that. Usually I would totally play the video of AOC saying Elon's uneducated so we can mock her. But we can't because I don't have time. There's just too much else to talk about. It's insane. USAID is a CIA front. Drew says, I didn't think Marco was a solid. Marco is deep undercover, says Mike, and Hero says, I had low expectations. I tell you, guys, this whole Trump thing is about part of it is surprising us with both who's bad, but also who's good. And we've just gotten continually just amazing stuff from people like Rubio, who was, a big surprise, and he's out there killing it. Panama Canal, he's going after the USAID. He's saying all the right things. We have a fighter on our hands. I mean, he went down to Panama and had the Panamese, what do you call them down there? I don't know. Like, I know countries, but what do you call their people? Panamians? Panem? No, that's Hunger Games. I'll call them the Panamese. He went down to the Panamese and told them, we're not playing this game anymore. And in one day, they canceled they said they're no longer renewing their contracts with China. It's good stuff right there. The state guy before was Rex Tillerson in Trump's first term. He just undercut Trump at every chance. Sunday, I've got some oceanfront property in Gaza. Oh my God. Yeah, we're going to be talking about that in a little bit too. Donkey asked, did I get any of the strange fog they got in SC last couple days? Say they tested it and there was hollow fibers, could be loaded up with whatever as a delivery system and parasites. Whoa. No, I didn't see that. I'm sorry. That's wild. Oh, Kash Patel's coming. Don't worry. Kash Patel is such almost a guarantee to get in that they are not even talking about him not being a possibility. But and also RFK and Tulsi both got out of committee today, which is huge. They both got out of committee by one vote. The Republicans all yes, the Democrats all no. And so they are out, and I'm telling you right now, RFK and Tulsi will be confirmed. Cash is going to be confirmed. We're getting the whole cabinet, guys. I mean, we got Bondi with all the Republicans voting for, and Fetterman joined, which is a big deal. So now they can call it. Now they can say she's a bipartisan pick, which is beautiful. You're all going to Gitmo. Drew says they keep screaming that they will win and fight. And they haven't won in a while. They haven't won anything in so long. You like Maxine Waters on Sanford and Sons? Oh my God. Palestinians? No. Why would they get Palestinians? Oh my God. Okay. We got to keep going. I'm sorry. I'm stalling. I was enjoying my Panama joke so much, which wasn't even that good. Okay. Here's some more on USAID. We're going to go through a lot of this USAID stuff because it is, in my opinion, this is the biggest story going on right now, because I believe this is truly destroying the deep state. It's this is actually, it's such a big deal that we're starting to see weird things happen, like Politico people. Politico is this major DC magazine that covers the politics from a pretty left-wing perspective. But they're not so terrible. They're unreadable. But as soon as USAID shut down, all of a sudden this week, their employees are saying they haven't gotten their paychecks yet. We don't even know how far it goes, what they've been funding through USAID. Media people, politicians, lobbyists, black operations, you name it. They've been running so much through USAID, and we're just going to be scratching the surface here. So this is ABC aired a USAID employee's description of the scramble, and I'm just going to play it for you guys.
But Elon Musk's influence is sweeping throughout the administration. It was late last week that the Doge team showed up at USAID offices in Washington and demanded access. USAID employee Christina Dry described the scene.
Doge was in the building. We took down our pride flags. I took out any books I felt would be incriminating.
Do you hear that? We took out our pride flags. I took out any books that could be incriminating. She said this on ABC. It's like they're either stupid or shameless or so defeated they just don't even know what to do and they're scrambling. Why would you even say that? It's insane. Incriminating?
No one was talking. We heard they started taking transcripts automatically of all of our Google Meets. They unplugged.
They took the transcripts out of our Google Meets. So they came in fast and furious, and what they did, Elon and the team and, the Trump, whoever he sent over there, they moved in so fast and furious that they grabbed everything before they could hide it. And all she was able to do is hide her pride flags. That's so stupid.
The news in the little kitchen galleys. It didn't feel good. And then Saturday, all of the websites went down. And then I lost complete access to my computer.
I mean, this is in DC. There's an old saying, which some of you will recognize as soon as I say it, but panic in DC, folks. There's panic in DC. It's all shutting down. They don't know what to do with themselves. If you see one of my favorite things to do right now is read the text messages or the Reddit posts of all these federal workers freaking out because everything's getting shut down. And so it makes you wonder, how long has this been going on? Well, here's an idea for you. From 1979 to 1980, Barack Obama's mother was working for USAID. Huh? Really? Oh, Barry, your mama? That's interesting. You think of the Manchurian Candidate. Well, that's a perfect place to breed them up. It's pretty crazy. Was that Stupid for sure? Oh, toe cramp recognizes. I see a Pepe. But yeah, so this is Obama's mom working for USAID, consultant on international development. I wonder what her ideas were. Let's dig a little deeper here. From 88 to 92, she was a research coordinator and consulted to the Bank Rakyat Indonesia. This is back when he was Barry Satoro, under 3 separate contracts funded by the World Bank and USAID and microfinance. Oh, hey, not weird at all, right? I mean, craziness. 17th administrator for USAID, Gail Smith, worked for the World Bank as a consultant. I mean, it gets interesting. You have this guy, USAID, also worked for the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, current president of the Rockefeller Foundation. You can't make this stuff up. This is wild. Responsible for developing the International Finance Facility for Immunization, $5 billion for the Global Alliance for Vaccines and Immunization. Little Bill Gates money there. Can you say? I mean, who else we got here? UNICEF collaborated with Gavi, board member for Global Preparedness, World Bank, and WHO. All these people just happen to be working for USAID. Are you kidding me? These are like the worst of the worst globalists. The people that we know hate us. Klaus Schwab's buddies. Here's a second administrator for USAID, David Bell, left for the position of executive vice president of the Ford Foundation. So just going right into our private, some of our biggest companies. I mean, this is no joke. There's a lot of things going on here that I don't feel good about it. And, but hey, when you can join with the World Economic Forum, why not?
I found out that AID has given money to support the World Economic Forum. Why would the United States taxpayer be subsidizing the World Economic Forum when everybody that arrives over there arrives in a Gulfstream G5? I found out that AID...
So we've been funneling money to the World Economic Forum through USAID. Just like, guys, we have known so many terrible things are coming, and now the details are starting to come out, and it's way shadier than you could ever have, well, no, some people can imagine pretty bad, but way shadier than most people would have ever imagined. And it's very funny because as I'm talking right now, Democrats are having big old protests in DC threatening to storm the USAID building because this is their baby. This is their baby. The Democratic Party, all of its power, which has pretty much already been sucked out of them, they lose everything if they lose USAID. Everything. All their money funneling, all the ways they were making stuff happen overseas, all the ways. Let me see if I have this one pulled up. There's another crazy one I wanted to show you. I just thought about it, and I don't know if I have it ready to go. Yes, here it is. Okay. All right. So USAID secretly funding the BBC to run anti-Trump and Musk reporting similar to $300 billion given to the Biden administration to Reuters to target Musk. They were using USAID to fund their resistance. This is how they were funding the opposition to Trump in the first administration, when he was out of the office, everything. I mean, you guys wonder why it feels like there is sometimes, why it often feels like we're the small minority and the world is against us. Even though when you meet people, regular people, we're common sense. Maybe they're Trump supporters, but if not, they at least know where common sense is and they just hate it. But yet it felt like this liberal bubble, the world was just closing in, and it started feeling more and more like we were the ones that just shouting out in the dark, like, what is happening? But that darkness was creeping in. Well, guess what? That money was used to make you feel like that. The money was used for propaganda. It was used to give them power. They were using our own tax dollars against us every step of the way. That's how they fund all of this. That's how they make us feel like we were the minority. And as this breaks, everything's coming out. It's all being exposed. We've barely gotten started. This is the beginning. This is day 15 in Trump's administration. He's got 4 years. Day 15. Can you imagine what else we're going to find out in the next few years and weeks, months? This is insanity, folks. And we're finding out that almost everything we thought was real or what felt real was fake. And this is one of the biggest ways they funded it all. They just kept it going. Alan says, Newsom's heading to DC to see Trump. Rabbit hole. Department of Education is next, as hero at large. Vince says, if this was a heavyweight fight, they throw in the towel in just 2 weeks. Yeah, well, they're digging in their heels. They're going to hold on as long as they possibly can. Trader Gross says, Elon posted today, fraud in the federal government is closer to 10% of disbursements, more like $700 billion per year. Outright waste is at least 15%, so another $1 trillion. Think about that for a second. If that's true, do you know how far? Do you understand how far $700 billion goes? That's a lot of money. That can buy a lot of airtime. That can buy a lot of people's help. A lot of people, marketing, media, people to get stuff done. $700 billion. If that's true, that goes a long way towards making the world feel crazy. Maybe, just maybe, guys, maybe the world itself isn't as crazy as it feels. Maybe it was just few people funding all this. a very small percentage of the population got into power when we were not paying attention, and we let them in. And we let them slowly but surely do this. But this is why they had to do it slow, because if they did it fast, this has been happening since forever. But the specific instance of how they've done this to our country started in the early 1900s, right before the Fed was instituted, 1913. And some people believe 1871. But wherever it started, it doesn't matter what happened. The point is that it took them a long time to get to this point. Slowly but surely, do something here, change them here. And we were the frogs in the bowl that they were heating that water up, and we didn't notice for the longest time. Because, hey, every time something goes bad or every time they want to do something, you know what? We're going to throw them a bone. Here's iPhones that are cheaper. Here, go drug yourself on pornography. Here, we're making alcohol more available. Why do you think they left open strip clubs and alcohol, liquor stores when COVID shut down and they closed down churches? Because a strong sense of morality and a strong sense of family is what got us, what keeps us strong always strong, because those have to do with identity and community. And if you don't have those things, you will fall. They wanted us depressed. They wanted us fat and lazy. They wanted us drugged. And they've just slowly been doing that year after year. That's why we get cheap goods from China now. That's why all of us have garages full of junk and we don't own our homes. That's what they wanted. You will own nothing and you'll be happy, says Klaus Schwab. And it was all because of what's going on with UNICEF and stuff like it. What is up, Candace Morrison? So now it says lots of bad things about UNICEF. Brett says USAID Global Clinton Global Foundation. That's all I need to see. Absolutely. Lots of good stuff here. So now it says, I'm thinking those 30,000 beds in Gitmo aren't all for illegals. Probably not. Q is barren, says Alan. I don't know about that. I mean, he would have been 11 when Q started posting, but I mean, who knows? Maybe he is that smart. Rain says it was used to spread the transgender agenda. Absolutely, it was. Danny says, like the channel, please. Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Take a second, just pop that like right there. Subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate it. And hey, if you want to jump in on the members live tomorrow night and every Wednesday night, $3 to support the channel a month. You'll get 4 members lives plus access to the Discord group. And we have a lot of fun. Carl Tier says, this is what I hoped for when Trump was first elected, drain the swamp. Trump found out how deep the swamp was. I believe he knew he couldn't navigate his plan based on that. Oh, he needed the 4 years off. I agree. Brett says, funny because Newsom set aside $50 million to fight Trump. Then he's going to beg for cash. It's terrible. Trump, I've been saying Trump should tell him that they cannot use that fund if he wants money for the fires. I mean, that's insane. Hey, you're going to use a fund to fight me while also you want billions from me to fight fires? You can't do that. Queefer says that's enough money to solve homeless epidemic, child hunger, free schooling, and helping out veterans in America. Yes, 100%. Ficus says, makes me wonder how Kamala overspent her campaign budget. How do you do that if you have USAID on her side? Ficus, I appreciate you. I think you're asking the wrong question. The real question is, how the hell did Kamala Harris, moron, worst candidate I've ever seen in my life, how the hell did that woman raise $2 billion for her campaign? That's the real question. Not that they overspent, because that happens when you're a moron. No, it's how did they get the $2 billion in the first place? That's the real question. Alan owns his home. Good job, Alan. Some people do, not enough. Donkey says only 54 likes, but 140 people in here. What is happening? That's, I think we could do better. We can break 100 tonight, right? Cat Sink said, at a rally, we want to win more. Trump said that. Yep. Loving it. Trader, to your point of 700 billion, 800 billion is military budget. Interest on national debt is more than military. It is. Yep. It absolutely is. 700 billion waste. We were, our budget last year with the debt, I think we spent 7 trillion under Biden the last two years. So that's a lot of waste. A lot of waste. And that money has just been being shelled out like crazy. Here's just more examples. This is from this post. David Hundayan says, "Hi, Elon. Here are some cut and dried cases of USAID Nigeria corruption and money laundering you may want to look into. On January 16, 2025, 4 days before Trump's inauguration, USAID made a $3.3 million payment to a vendor in Nigeria called DAI Global LLC. I looked into the payment history and saw that between August 2020 and January 2025, at least 48 million U.S. taxpayers' money supposedly invested in Nigeria went to this global LLC registered in Bethesda, Maryland." And this man brings receipts. Now, times this by a few hundred, and you'll get an idea of how they're just doing this all over the stinking place. It's unreal. I think I have one more I want to share for you guys, and then we're gonna move on from USA just for tonight, because this is an ongoing story. Libs of TikTok shares some of the most insane USAID spending that was recently found. $2 million for Moroccan pottery classes, $2 million promoting tourism to Lebanon, $20 million for Sesame Street in Iraq, $20 million. Some damn expensive puppets. Sending Ukrainians to Paris Fashion Week. Hey, you guys, you tough time at war? Why'd you go? Here's some tickets. Go watch Fashion Week. Go see some of those hot ladies wearing crazy stuff. $1.5 million for DEI in Serbia, because there's a lot of racial disparity in Serbia. $70,000 for a DEI musical in Ireland. Aye, lassie. You know, you got to pick up the ones that don't look like you, and you just give them a job. Just give them a job. Give them your job. You're red. You got red hair. You got freckles. Just get down and give her the job. That's what that 70 grand is for. $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia. You don't want to know. Yeah, we don't. I mean, I'm a little curious of what that looked like. 47 grand for a transgender opera. $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. I gotta tell you, $32K for a comic book. It's a good gig right there. You know, that's a good gig, and I'm probably pretty sure the artist probably wasn't the best. $32K can get you a lot in Peru. You gotta tell you. $2 million for sex changes in Guatemala. $6 million for tourism in Egypt. Just tourism. Hey, go see the pyramids. Go. That's probably what Chuck was so mad about. Taking away my Egyptian vacation. $1 million to help disabled people in Tajikistan. No, wait. Let me finish the sentence. $1 million to help disabled people in Tajikistan become climate leaders. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Timmy. Hey, Timmy, go tell them about climate change. Actually, this would, I think Greta Thunberg is, she's autistic, so she might qualify for this, but otherwise we just send Timmy up there. Timmy, tell them about the climate. Timmy. $15 million for contraceptives and condoms in Taliban-controlled Afghanistan. You guys saw what they do with those condom bombs, right? So that is our USAID. I don't think we're going to miss it, if you want to know. Roger Q Patriot says, retards can be green. Big J, I'll take the rapist for 600, Alex. Great skit. That's therapist. Brad Rakes, how much of this is fake businesses and groups for laundering? Well, it's impossible to know how much until we get this all audited, but I would say that my guess is at least 75% is just shams. You know, I really do. At least 75%. This is why we need a balanced budget, says Alan. Danny says, what the F is this spending? I agree. Big JR, I got an email from Nigerian Prince saying I was owed $2 million. Well, dang, man, that was your chance to get some USAID money, and you messed it up. You screwed it up. What is your problem? Kryptonian says a fox is in the hen house, just like financial markets. Overdue. So happy to see it happening. Amen to that. Let's get 100 likes, says Mark R. Thank you so much. Pam Hayes, it literally feels like the shackles are removed. I can't explain how it feels to know people of this country are going to breathe fresh air of freedom. Amen. We are in a new era, my friends. The fact that this is all coming out and it's not being released by some whistleblower that's going to go get indicted by the administration. It's not being released by some person who's playing the hero and then we got to worry about them. No, this is being released by the richest man in the world, working for the most powerful man in the world, the president of the United States, Donald Trump. This is, you cannot get more winning than this. This is as winning as it gets. It's unbelievable. Vince says tons of money coming from overseas going to dry up. I agree. Donkey says, imagine what could be accomplished if they actually use the money to solve hunger and homeless issues instead of funding coloring books for transgender sloths in the Himalayan mountains. Yeah. But they get us that salt, though, that pink salt. So there's at least that. JR, I don't know if I can even read that comment. That's gross. Ew. You're making me laugh, sir. You're making me laugh. All right. Okay, let's I'm going to continue to cover the USAID stuff as it goes on. But for now, let's move on because we got to talk about Trump and his meeting with Benjamin Netanyahu. But first, real quick, I just wanted to share this because this is wild. Out of 5,000 of the FBI's 13,000 agents were investigating Jan 6 protesters. So there you go. They literally put 40% of the FBI on J6ers. That's what our FBI has been doing. So we cannot get Kash Patel in there fast enough. That should outright sicken you to see that. Okay. Trump met with Bibi today and something crazy happened. Let's play the clip.
The only reason the Palestinians want to go back to Gaza is they have no alternative. It's right now a demolition site. This is just a demolition site. Virtually every building is down. They're living under fallen concrete that's very dangerous and very precarious. They instead can occupy all of a beautiful area with homes and safety, and they can live out their lives in peace and harmony instead of having to go back and do it again. The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it too. We'll own it. And
say, what? Do you guys hear that? Trump has just said that the U.S. is going to take over the Gaza Strip. That's wild. That's wild. Let's finish the clip and then we'll talk about it.
Be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Do a real job, do something different. Just can't. The only reason.
Okay, so wow. Did you guys hear that? It's shocking. Shocking is the right word, but I think this is one of those crazy, like a fox things, where if the U.S. goes into Gaza and legitimately takes it over, we figure out this security, all that. He's asking the Palestinians to leave. This is Trump, in my opinion. This is Trump saying, guys, this has been going on for way too long. I'm tired of these wars in the Middle East. I'm tired of supplying all this weapons to Israel. I'm tired of the politics. I'm tired of Israel using this for whatever they're doing that isn't always good. And this is him saying, I'm just going to come in and I'm going to finish it. I'm finishing it. This is done now. We're going to come in. America's going to take it over. We're going to make it a part of the Middle East. And we'll probably get like an air base there or something. And Bibi's like, sure, do it. I don't care. He seems happy about this. What this will do is there's a whole lot this is going to do. But one of the things is this might be the thing that finally completely stabilizes the Middle East. At least Israel and surrounding nations. You still got Iran and stuff. But what is Iran going to think if now there's a U.S. presence in the Middle East right next to Israel? Holy crap. You guys want to bomb Israel today? Just be really careful one of those doesn't slip over into Gaza, get hit a U.S. citizen, a U.S. soldier. This is big. This is really big, and it came so far out of left field. It makes me think that this is something Trump's been planning for a while. I do remember some stories last summer of Kushner looking at stuff in Gaza when it was being bombed and everything. And it seems like this is what they're going to plan to do. I mean, that has been such a cluster F for so long. It was never going to get solved ever, because the Palestinians keep voting in Hamas to run their country, who are legit terrorists. And most of the Palestinian people who are good people, there's a lot of Palestinians are good people. Let's just leave it at that. I'm not going to go deeper into this. Israel's done terrible things, and Israel's also been oppressed. Both things are true. So you got this nonstop going back and forth. And so Trump is like, you know what? We're just going to solve it. It's very interesting to me because last year, Milo Yiannopoulos said, the only way this gets fixed is if the people who created this in the first place, the world powers, just get in there and fix it. And now that's exactly what Trump's doing. It makes a lot of sense. And I'm very interested in putting this out. Now, this is one of those big trust things, because if this wasn't Trump, who I trust so much, because look what all he's doing. Look what he's done these first 2 weeks. I mean, if this man hasn't earned your trust yet, I think you're just playing for the other team, or you're so black-pilled. You're like a Whitney Webb who's so black-pilled and in the butt of negative forever. Nothing will ever be okay. Then you're just lost. And hopefully someday you come out and see some of the light. But that's it. Because otherwise, if this man hasn't earned your trust yet, he's, I don't know what to tell you. But this is a big trust exercise, because that's a big deal for us to do that. We don't want to be the imperial nation anymore. Trump has been actually closing that off. What did we just close off? We just closed off foreign aid. We've been shrinking all this stuff. Trump has never gone to war. He's done targeted strikes, but he's never gotten us into war. I mean, this is very different from what Trump would usually do. And that tells me that he feels like this has to be done in order to finally get this thing done with, so America no longer has to deal with it. Because we get caught with the bill a lot of the times, and it is time to end it. So, all right, let me catch up with you guys for a second here. USAID is so hot right now. Yeah, Trump's going to investigate the train in California. Gaza's #1 trending on X. Wow. Lee 86 says it's an evil land grab. I completely disagree with you, but at the same time, you're obviously one of those black pill people, and that's okay. God bless you. But I trust Trump, and I feel like he's earned my trust over the last 8 years. So, but I get it. If you're black pilled, you're going to see it that way, and that's okay. I get it. Kryptonian says the other thing all this is pointing out is their global initiative to push these agendas. It's not just U.S. They're pushing this all over. Oh, you're talking about USAID. Absolutely, they were. Yeah, absolutely. Donald Bolio says Trump rug pulled Bibi. He was passed. Israel always wanted that land. Well, and I agree with you there too. So this takes Israel out of the equation. And it takes it away from them. So less death, because Israel is, like I said, they are our best chance for peace in the Middle East. There's a lot of good about Israel, but they get pretty bloodthirsty when it comes time to do stuff. And I very much disagree with a lot of the ways they handle things. So this stops a lot of death. It will stop a lot of death, but it's also going to be politically, it will be a pull on Trump, his popularity, at least temporarily, until everybody sees how it works out, because this will require moving the Palestinians to another Arab nation, which long term I actually think will be better, but it's not going to be popular, at least with a large portion of the nation. But long term, it just has to finally happen. And I think that's Trump coming in and saying, I'm done with the games. I'm done with the games. All right. Couple other clips from Trump today that were just really good. This is actually my favorite. You guys got to see this. This is Trump being told that Joe Biden, you can't make this up, he's just been signed by CAA, the talent agency.
What do you think about Joe Biden signing on the big talent agency?
You got to be kidding.
You got to be kidding, he says.
He signed on with the talent agency?
He does. He's got some entertainment agents now.
I think he's got bigger problems than that. I really do. I think he's got much bigger problems than that, but I wish him well. We inherited a mess. This place is a mess, but it's quickly being solved, the problem. We're going to make America great again. Thank you very much.
You met like Joe Biden, CAA talent agency. Joe, we're going to get you some acting jobs. We're going to get you in front of people. Going to tell the weather a couple nights a week. I mean, just, it's the most ridiculous thing, but man, that made me laugh. I hope you guys got a little giggle out of that too. And then one more thing that happened with Bibi. Trump's asked by a reporter kind of a stupid question, and Trump just absolutely shuts him down.
Doesn't mean they won't be weak, but you know what? We just don't want them to have a nuclear weapon. They can't have a nuclear weapon.
The Prime Minister, sorry, sir. Mr. President, the Prime Minister wants you to strike Iran. That's what he wants.
You don't know what he wants. What do you know about anything? Go ahead.
But is that option is on the table?
Yes,
I love having this man back in office. It's just, it makes me happy every day. And then finally, here is about, somebody brought this up, but the Californians are going to love this one. This is about the corruption on the train that they've took forever to build in California.
One of the things I want to investigate rapidly, because I've never seen anything to this extent, the train that's being built between Los Angeles and San Francisco is the worst managed project I think I've ever seen, and I've seen some of the worst. Billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars over budget. In fact, I read where you could take every single person that was going to go on the train and get the finest limousine service in the world and take them back and forth with limousines, and you'd have hundreds of billions of dollars left over. It is the worst thing, and we're going to start an investigation of that because it's not possible. I built for a living, and I built on time, on budget. It's impossible that something could cost that much. And now it's not even going to San Francisco, and it's not going to Los Angeles. They made it much shorter. So now it's at little places way away from San Francisco and way away from Los Angeles. No, we're going to start a big investigation on that because I've never seen anything like it. Nobody has ever seen anything like it. The worst overruns that there have ever been in the history of our country.
I mean, dang, the winning is so amazing. Listen, guys, this here tells me that he's not going to just focus on big picture stuff. He's making sure that all corruption is weeded out. He's looking now. Obviously, it's not like you can do everything in 4 years, but if the last 2 weeks have been any indication, he's going to get a heck of a lot done. And now with Pam Bondi as attorney general, the DOJ is going to be able to go after stuff like this, big projects, even in state projects. This is going to kneecap Democrats and rhino Republicans, crooks in other states as well. Like, he's not just messing with the federal government. He is going all over the place. This is unbelievable. Okay. This is unbelievable. This is everything we wanted. And when you throw stuff in, like what could happen if he pulls off this Israel thing, it's even more than what we wanted. Like, Trump is out. He had 4 years to think about what I'm going to do. I'm going to remake America. We're going to have a revolution. You vote me in this time. It is a revolution. I'm going to reform the federal government. I'm going to fix the abuses in the state governments. And I'm going to fix the biggest worldwide issues that we have a stake in without war. This is unbelievable. We are so, like, this is the first 15 days. It's like you can't even wrap your head around it. It's incredible. This is the most exciting time to be alive if you're following American politics in history, at least in modern history. Like, it's just, we've never seen anything like this, at least in our lifetimes. And even before that, we never would have known because they were carrying news by horse and buggy. It's just like, this is unreal. This is nothing we've seen in modern times. And it is so refreshing. I feel like anybody who still thinks Trump is one of them or is a globalist or anything, you have to have your head examined, because this is not how they do things. Even if Trump makes mistakes, this is not how they do stuff. This is why they hated him. And this is why they were so stinking terrified. And you know what? They gone on effed up. They gone on screwed up, because they could have had him in 2020 when he still had Mike Pence, when he still had a cabinet who was subverting him at every opportunity, when he still barely had half the country on his side. They could have had that. And they went, and those dummies, they screwed up an election. And now they got Trump and the super team on his side. And Trump had 4 years to rest, to think, to regather, to strategize, and to come up with those plans that he could implement on day one. This is the most effective politician I've ever seen in my life. Effective and just intense. It's amazing. It just feels like I feel like I can breathe every day just knowing things are going to get better. But at the same time, I can barely breathe because I can't keep up with all the stuff. I'm doing my best on this channel. So thinking about that, please, guys, I do try to get you guys the best news every day, the most relevant stuff. So you guys don't have to spend all that time looking around. You can catch up at night with me. So please, if you like it, like, share, subscribe. I appreciate it. Please consider supporting the channel. $3 a month is all I ask for a membership, or you can do super chats or whatever. But please consider supporting the channel so I can keep this going, because YouTube is crushing me on my ad stuff. So Stella Artois with the $20 donation. Speaking of support, thank you, Stella. I greatly appreciate that. And he says, damn this man, holy smokes, Trump is the GOAT. I agree. You know, Trump is, when he's gone, and our kids or my grandkids ask me who is the greatest president, I'm going to say, well, it was Trump. And they're going to say, yeah, but this guy, JD Vance, he did all this. And I'm going to say, you don't understand. You weren't there. It's like LeBron and Jordan, or Kobe and Jordan. People who think that Jordan wasn't the best, I'm like, you have no idea. I watch both of them. Okay. There's one thing about being talented and good and putting up numbers, and there's another just being legendary. Trump is legendary. It's unbelievable. Kevin Peter writes, the American strip overlooking the MAGA sea. I'm sure that's what they meant when they sing sea to sea. Randy says, Newsom said the train line would never be finished. Well, then they just want to keep that slush fund going forever, huh? Peace is a prize. Amen. Rain Lockfeld says, blue states need to be scared, very scared. I agree. Wait till they get into the COVID stuff. I bet you they'll investigate that, those funds, how they were misappropriated, because those blue states spent a ton of money, and nearly all of the big blue states were on the verge of bankruptcy. California, Illinois, New York, all of them were on the verge of bankruptcy. And then Biden got in, and the first thing he did when we all got $1,400 stimmy checks, those states each got all of that money. They were in debt. They got gimmies to pay off, to get completely made fluid. Billions and hundreds of billions of dollars just given to the states, the blue states, who were irresponsible and crooked during COVID. So that's going to be something I bet gets investigated as well. Hobbs says, it says on X Post World Cup trophy behind him is the one he'll present at the end of World Cup 2026 in LA. For real? That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. Hold on. Somebody sent me a clip here. All right, hold on. I'll play that in a minute from the Rogan clip. Shayhorn says, Rubio's been doing a good job. Yeah, I agree. Yes. Pence is a fake. That's an understatement. Stella says, no Arab nations want the Palestinians. That's why they're where they're at now. I think a couple have actually said they'll take them. I could be wrong about that, but I think that happened. Sunday says, I'm glad we can sleep at night again. I agree. Pam Hayes says, nothing is like this. This is as revolutionary as going from Old Testament law to New Testament grace. Absolute paradigm shift. Yeah, you bring up a biblical example. There is one. When King David became king, he brought he fought war, okay, but he also brought massive change to Israel and brought you could say it's not in the Bible, this word, but he brought patriotism to Israel and pride and built them up as a strong nation. And then his son Solomon turned Israel into the most peaceful, strong, like no war on Solomon's term, but also the wealthiest nation in world history per capita. And it says in the Bible that in Solomon's time, silver was as valuable as stones. In other words, there was so much gold and so much wealth when Solomon took over that silver was worthless. And that's, it's not going to be a perfect analogy. There is no such thing or a perfect comparison, but I really believe Trump is our wartime president to get us back on track as a country, clear out the deep state, defeat them thoroughly. And JD Vance, I believe, or somebody like him, but I do believe it'll be Vance, will be our Solomon who leads us into prosperity like we've never known. So there you go. Lee, I don't think Trump did that. Okay. If you're talking about what happened in Gaza, I agree. That's terrible. But I'm saying what I don't think Trump's a part of that. Okay. I think he's trying to end it. That's my point. Drew, let's not stop at just California. Many states have stolen federal money, let alone state money. I live in California. That bullet train scam. I agree. Listen, they got that bullet train approved and started when I lived there. Okay. It's been a while. So, Kryptonian, hoping he has a plan for financial market. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, but I think it might be more behind the scenes so that he can't be accused of trying to manipulate the market for his own stock. So I think it'll be more behind the scenes. It'll be Bondi or Kash Patel or Paul Atkins leading the charge on that. Yeah, great transparency. I love it. You can give memberships, Alan. Thank you. Go on the bottom. And it gives you the option, membership gifting. If you click the money on the bottom, you can gift memberships there. I appreciate it. Agent Orange is now a member. Welcome. Thanks, guys, for joining. This joining is the best way to support me month to month because it just takes that $3 every month, pulls it out. Like it's not even a coffee nowadays. And but it keeps the revenue regular for me because it takes a lot of time to build these shows. I put a lot of effort into it. I love doing them, don't get me wrong, but I got a wife and kids that I sacrificed some time for to do this, and that she's okay with it as long as I'm not just doing it completely for free. But trust me, I don't make what I should do this, but I love it and I love doing this and I don't need to get paid for it, but the support does help. It makes it so I can do it more. Let me put it that way. Otherwise I'd be doing some other side work. Term limits. Absolutely. Hopefully we get those through. Those have to be passed by Congress. And I believe they might even have to be a change to the Constitution. Pam Hayes says, David united the 12 tribes. Trump may unite the 50 states. I could see that. It'd be different than the 12 tribes, but it could be as American general united. I agree. And Alan with the 5 memberships. Thank you, Alan. There it is. Wick Sounds. Armand is in. Bob from Boston. Elegantly Wasted. Welcome back. And William Young. Welcome, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Alan. That's awesome, man. That's so awesome. Peter says, I hope Trump implements tax-free on overtime. Most of my work is overtime. Even if I would get an extra 20%, I'd be thankful. I don't only think he might do that. I think Trump actually might have a plan for getting rid of the income tax because he keeps bringing it up. And he could have just left it on the campaign trail, but no, he keeps going after it. So I think that could happen. Mike Mishler says, FYI, my company works on the high-speed train rail, and it's been complete, utter mismanagement of the project. You ever wonder, Mike, if it is complete mismanagement on purpose just to keep the money flowing? I think that's very possible. All right, let's check out this clip I was sent. I want to see what they were sending me, and then we might call it a night. So let's see here if I can get it to pull up. Sorry, guys, just a second. Where is it? It doesn't want to pull it up for me. That's strange. Try one more time. Huh. Okay, I'm having trouble getting this to pull up. Sorry, this is a Rumble, and I'm using Rumble, and I'm still learning it. And apparently, I don't know what happened, but it's not going to let me do this. Sorry, I'll try to get that Rogan one on next week because it's not, or next tomorrow night. It's not going to let me play it. Sorry. Alan with 5 more memberships. Alan, you're so generous tonight. Thank you, sir. My man, Show Enough, Cooper's Ellie, welcome. Consigliere and Hazelgrove is in. Awesome. Mike says, yes, we've made millions. So yeah. Formerly Wrong Way says, I've heard of USAID. The next IG drop by Elon is 6 married Doges is a blue whale. Largest mammal on Earth. Should drop within 48 hours. It's called Ned. You're talking about a big info drop? Interesting. All right. I can't wait to see it. All right, guys. Well, hey, on that note, I'm going to call it a night. Tomorrow night, members live. So all you new members are now in. If you guys want to get in, hey, just $3. If you're on Apple, you have to go to because Apple, the YouTube app hates the join button because Google won't give them money from it. So if you want to join on YouTube and get to the members live, you have to go to your browser on your Apple, set it to desktop mode, go to YouTube, find my channel, and do it from there. It's a big workaround, but it is possible if you have an Apple phone. Apple's evil, and I'm sorry for that. But anyways, God bless you guys. Have a great night. Thank you so much for the support. Again, I greatly appreciate it. Alan, thank you for all the memberships. Thank you for the donations tonight. You guys are amazing. Please, if you can't afford it, I totally get it. Just like and subscribe. That's all I ask. And if you're over on Rumble, same thing. I'm trying to build up my presence on Rumble again. So I can also be uncensored, which is nice. All right. God bless you guys. Let's pray and get out of here. So Heavenly Father, thank you for all you're doing so far. This is truly a miracle. We've never seen anything like it. And this is shock and awe. And it never would have happened if you had not saved Trump's life and then made it possible to stop them from getting this last election. So we're so grateful for all the miracles you're doing in our country, in our lives. And we just pray that it continues, that full reformation continues, that wisdom is given to our leadership, and also that revival just breaks out as it's going, and our country can be fully reformed in our systems, in our minds, in our hearts. And we can all move on to a better, more prosperous golden age than we've ever known. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Bless you all. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and join if you want to support. And otherwise, have a great night. Members, I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care.